It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Spolo Bastards. On today's episode, if you want to call it an episode, we're just going to talk about Thumper. You guys obviously haven't seen Thumper in a long time, and I haven't seen Thumper in a really, really long time. I don't really know where to start with this. You guys have obviously seen the videos of us doing off-roading stuff. If you guys haven't seen us whip, I don't know what you want to call it, just drive around and screw around with Thumper, then you guys have to go see the videos. They're a lot of fun to make. And those videos and like what we do is part of the reason why Thumper's been gone for the past 2 months. And 2 months being away from Thumper was really very, very sad, not gonna lie. I did have the Subaru, not gonna lie. If you guys haven't seen any of the Subaru videos, the Subaru is sitting right there. I love that car no matter what, but you guys have to go watch that thing. We just actually did the exhaust. By the way, that exhaust is awesome. I love it. It's quiet, but when you hammer it and get on it, it'll bark at you. And like that dog that's barking right now, if the dog doesn't shut up, it's going to be bad. But basically, I'm just here to get into Thumper. I guess part of the reason that Thumper has been gone for the past 2 months was, like I said, by the way I was driving. If you guys have not seen the videos, make sure you guys go watch them because you will understand why. I treated my first car, I believe, thinking I was like Fast and Furious. That's a joke, but I did drive it and kind of push it, not understanding that it was a 20-year-old car and that a 20-year-old car is going to have problems and is going to have issues that need to get worked on. And if you don't work on them or if you don't treat them right, then it's going to have consequences. And I guess just after a couple months, because we had purchased this car in September, and I think just since then I was kind of beating it, and that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing with a 20-year-old car. I believe that, or just thought that maybe because it was a first car, I was like, let's go. Like, I don't know if maybe this is just me, but maybe I'm just talking gibberish. But like for me, like my first car, I was like always just like it's gonna be fun. Like I'm kind of an individual, so I get to do whatever I want. And maybe I just thought that involved like doing stupid stuff and like speeding, I guess, if you want to call it, or accelerating too fast, and like I just didn't realize it was going to really affect a 20-year-old car, and I never really put that into perspective, and that's on me. I guess to like really start off like with the problems as to what happened is basically doing, like I said, the stupid stuff. Really took a beating on it, and turned Thumper into something that was kind of sad, if that made any sense. But basically, I guess the first thing that really happened was I was on the freeway, and I was cruising. Obviously, this isn't fast, now that we know. And basically, I was just cruising probably about 65 miles an hour. I don't really like to push it over that because then I started figuring out that it wasn't really built for speed. And so I try to keep it in that area on the freeway. I don't like driving this car on the freeway, by the way. It's just a rattle box. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And so basically, cruising about 65 miles an hour, and all of a sudden I just hear a clank, right? Like a bang and a clank. I don't know. A clank and a bank type thing. And basically, I just heard it, and I just started slowing down. All the gauges were going crazy. You could hear the motor kind of wind up. And I just started to lose a lot of electricity. And it just started going down. And I pulled over off to the shoulder, and I was like, I don't know what the hell to do. Car turned off. It was raining. Windshield wipers were like stuck in like the mid, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And so I called my cousin, who actually, if you guys have not seen us take the purchase of this the first time when we went off-roading, Connor in the red XJ, I called him because this was his before. I called him and was like, dude, what's going on? Like, I didn't even get out of the Jeep yet just to see what was going on. Like, I didn't want to know what happened. I didn't know if it was my motor. Like, I didn't want to know what would happen, right? And basically, I started explaining to him what happened, and he said, well, look underneath it. And I get out, and the rear drive shaft is on the floor. Basically, what happened is the clamps that are bolted in, well, there was so much, I want to say, pressure and so much strain on it that basically it blew off one of the clamps, blew the bolts out, lifted the U-joint out, which meant lifting the drive shaft out, came out, and it dragged. And if that makes any sense, I don't know any other way to put it. But basically that's what happened. So the drive shaft just kind of snapped off. More not the drive shaft, more the clamp snapped off, pulling the drive shaft out and the U-joints out. And so basically from then, I pulled the drive shaft out. I'm on the freeway, by the way. Pulled the drive shaft out, threw it into 4-high. Thank God I had that. Threw it into 4-high and drove to where I was going. And I fixed it in about a week. Thankful to a couple people. Big B-Rad. And basically, we fixed that, got that going, and I thought, that was the first problem. Okay, that's not that bad. Yeah, there's more to it. This all happened, just the rear drive shaft alone happened maybe 2 months ago. So basically, after all that happening, just the rear drive shaft alone, I believe the next thing that really happened was I went off-roading one day, didn't get to film, very upsetting. It was a lot of fun. But I couldn't get, I don't want to say this, I couldn't get out of 4-high, or 4-low, sorry. I couldn't get out of 4-low. I had to go up something, and I was like, I'm not going to screw with it. Threw it into 4-low. And I couldn't get out of it. It wouldn't budge. I was in neutral. I did everything I knew I was supposed to do and everything that was supposed to be done right. Wouldn't come out of 4-low, and I'm like, well, this isn't good. Drove it back down the hill, and I hit something, and all you hear it do is clank. Well, it must have pushed the lever out of the transfer case, pushed it out, and I was able to put it back into 2. I left it there. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to touch it. I don't know what this is. Drove it for a little bit, drove it, and then I finally, if you guys haven't seen the video where we do reactions with this stereo system, you guys have to watch it, because basically what I did was that was probably about the time I figured out that my transfer case was about to go out. Basically, I had to tow a couple people that got stuck. Like, what else am I supposed to do, And so basically what happened is I towed a couple people out, had to throw it in 4, and it worked. One time it actually buckled and threw itself back into like neutral, so I had to throw it back into 4-low, and it worked for the most part. Family went around and got done towing everybody. It was 2 tows. You guys have to watch the video. It's actually kind of funny. Did that, and so once that was done, I just was like, all right, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, the transfer case seems to work, or does it not? Maybe a week goes by, and then I start to hear like a clank. Every time you would drive it or accelerate, you would hear it just kind of like wiggle, I guess is the word to use. So I get underneath and I go to the front drive shaft, and I'm like, oh, well, this is the thing. And in the front drive shaft, where like the rubber piece is on it, and to where both of the like pieces for the drive shaft link, basically that rubber little piece just was wiggling. And basically what that meant was it was just getting worn out. It was too old. And that was one of the parts and pieces of why it's been gone for the past 2 months, was just the front drive shaft, and that one piece I needed to get fixed. Sooner or later, we were thinking it was going to go out. The rear drive shaft went out, and I mean, it just was a matter of time of that. Then, the big and crazy and expensive one of them all, the transfer case. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that, other than the fact that, like, I guess the problem with what happened with the transfer case is because we sent it to our buddy, he's a mechanic, we sent it to them and had him completely do it. And basically what happened is the front drive shaft, I guess the person who owned it before, my cousin, who owned it before me, basically put a bigger drive shaft in it, and when screwing around doing what I did, which wasn't right, it punched the drive shaft into the transfer case, and by doing that, it must have, or what it did was ruin the linkage, and basically the transfer case was no good. I don't have anything else to say other than it was expensive. It sucked, missed having thumper, considering this is like my first car. It sucked, like I haven't been off-roading in legit 2 months, and this is kind of what made me start having fun with off-roading and wanting to do it more. I never was a big fan of it because I was always just into Glamis and stuff, and that was our off-roading. And so basically it was just upsetting not to have Thumper for a while. And like I said, I had the Subaru, and the Subaru was a lot of fun, and it still is. It's still here, and we're still going to be doing stuff to it, but just not having Thumper for 2 months and not having the stereo system, Larry the Monkey, he's still here. Just not having Thumper was pretty upsetting, and I don't know what else really to say. I guess the recap, rear drive shaft, front drive shaft, transfer case, check engine light. I didn't tell you this. The check engine light was on, and when the check engine light was on, I guess it was some AC vacuum hoses that were blown. Those were fixed, except now I still have a check engine light on. I turned on the heater Monday because I was taking Cooper to school, and obviously freezing my ass off. And as I turned on the heater, 2 minutes go by, check engine light comes on, and I'm just are you kidding me? I get it, it's a 98 XJ, it's gonna have problems, but it's I guess that's part of what I didn't understand, is that having such an older car was gonna be this, was gonna have problems, and maybe I just didn't pick that up as much as possible. And so I guess today's video is just to recap on, tell you guys how Thumper's doing, what's going on, where has it been. Basically it's been getting fixed. It's fine now ish. Check engine light still comes on. There's still a couple things that need to get done, but those will be videos for you guys to see. We have a couple of small modifications that I think I want to do, and it's just nice to have the Jeep back. I've missed it so much, and like I said, having my first car, that's about it. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys miss Thumper like I miss Thumper, because, well, Thumper's a big part of Spoiled Little Bastards. It's kind of what we used to do. Video after video would be this thing, ripping it up and, in the dirt and mud and all that. So hopefully you guys miss Thumper like I miss Thumper. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you guys think some modifications should be, because we're getting, I don't know if I want to say we're getting slim on them. I just don't want to dump expensive stuff into this, because this is going to be, I don't want to make it massively expensive, because I've just seen a couple people that have bought a couple XJs for dirt cheap with expensive stuff on it, and I just don't want, if we have to sell this, to lose any money, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I apologize. But comment down below what you guys think some modifications should be. It could be headlights. That's one thing that I want to do, is put LEDs in there. I hate the ones that are on it, just can't see. Think of just a couple things that we could do to it to make this thing just cool. Hopefully we're gonna get back into more of the videos. It's been a really long couple months as well, just having to do school, and we've been really busy. We're redoing our house right now, actually, a couple of the bedrooms, just small things, and just kind of keeping you guys up to date, I guess, with at least just Thumper. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If not, I don't know. If not, I don't know. Hit the like button. You could do that. Hit the like button. Make sure you like and subscribe. I already said like twice. Make sure you guys hit the, what do I do? How do I, ding! Make sure you guys hit the post notifications, the little bell. And if you guys aren't already, make sure you follow our Instagram account, spoiled_lil_bastards. Also our Twitter, make sure you follow that, is spoiledlilbast, BAST1. We couldn't do it because it was too long, which sucked, but that's okay. So make sure you guys follow those, and make sure you guys stay tuned to, Spoiled Little Bastards, because we got more videos coming. Summer's coming up, which means there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.